Wisconsin will be hosting fourth-ranked Alabama on Saturday at Camp Randall Stadium. There will be plenty of excitement building ahead of the big game. And joining us now live to talk more about this matchup is the voice of the Badgers, Matt Lepay. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Emily.
I can only imagine what this week is like for you. How do you even prepare for a game like this? What's your week looking like?
Well, it's busier because I'm getting a lot of requests for interviews from Alabama stations too. It's football's kind of a big deal down there. These are fun. I mean, I've been doing this for a little while now, and these kind of games still get you excited, just like it would a fan. Alabama's really good again, so the Badgers, their home schedule is really attractive this year, Emily. They've got a lot of these marquee teams coming in, and obviously, I'm not sure there's been a more marquee team in college football, especially the last 20 years, than Alabama.
Well, let's talk about the Badgers season so far. Doing good, 2-0 to start the season before Alabama comes to town. What have you seen that has been positive from these Badgers?
Well, I think the biggest positive is that they have been playing well in the fourth quarter. That's been an emphasis with Luke Fickell since he took the job. It's been a struggle in recent years for Wisconsin. Last week, they started well, which was an issue in some games last year. But the next step is to be more consistent. I mean, these two games have not been overwhelming in terms of overall performance in their wins, but the bottom line is they've won those games. While a lot of teams who are projected to be much better in college football have had razor's edge games, and in a couple of cases, they've already lost a game. So it's that old basketball line, survive and advance, and so far Wisconsin's been able to do that through the first 2 weeks.
Seen some video of the team practicing. Another year for head coach Luke Fickell. What does the second season look like, and what stands out to you this season for him?
You know, I think with Luke Fickell, he's if nothing else, he's doubled down on his general philosophy, and that's the intensity he expects his players to bring every day. If it's in the weight room, if it's meetings, everything on and off the field. Not to say that was lacking before, but maybe the messaging has been a little bit different, and he has placed an emphasis either through the transfer portal or through recruiting to go coast to coast, which is maybe a little bit different than what has been done in the past at Wisconsin. Getting there, it's a step-by-step process. Everybody, you want to see that playoff caliber team right now. They're trying to build toward that, and obviously Saturday, if they could do something that maybe not a lot of people expect them to do, that would be a big step in the right direction for them.
What are you seeing from quarterback Tyler Van Dyke?
Really strong arm. That was the book on him when he came here from Miami. And I think what they like about him, Emily, is that he's experienced a little bit of everything as a college quarterback. He was the freshman of the year in the ACC when he was at Miami, and then last year got benched, and in between got beat up a lot. That's been a program in some transition. The people who I know, who I've talked to, who cover that league, they rave about the guy's toughness. He seems to be a very even-keeled type of guy. So all of that, I think, has benefited him because he has experienced, like I said, a little bit of everything as a college quarterback. But the arm strength, I think, is a separator for him right now, and that's why, among other reasons, that he's a starting quarterback.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot, too, from the offense. Jack Nelson, Joe Brunner, wide receiver Will Pauling. What are you seeing from those players in the offense right now?
Well, I think, with Jack Nelson, he's a senior, fifth-year senior, but he's playing with his fourth position coach in 4 years. There's been a lot of turnover here on the coaching staff, not just the head coach, but with assistants. But he's somebody, I think, who has a pro future. I don't know if anybody cares more than this guy. He's really intense, and as the left tackle, that's could be a quarterback's best friend. Joe Brunner, another Wisconsin guy. He's out of Whitefish Bay. Really tough guy, and now getting his chance to start for this team, the left guard. So those two guys, that left side of the offensive line is really good. The offensive line in general, that starting five, they feel real good about. There's not much experience behind those guys, but that front five, that first five, they're really high on. And Will Pauling had one of the better years last year that a receiver has ever had at Wisconsin, and he's off to a nice start this season. Unspectacular, I guess you would say, but a good start. He has 10 catches through the first 2 games, and again, somebody who runs really well, and he's really tough and strong, and is the most proven of the receivers that the Badgers have in that position group.
Matt, we're running out of time. Wisconsin 1-1 all time against Alabama. What does the team need to do to prepare for them this weekend? And what is that experience like at Camp Randall?
Well, I think in terms of preparation, it is a game on the schedule, but let's not kid ourselves. It's a really big game. And, if you could find a way to force some turnovers, get a shorter field against a really good Alabama defense, that would bode well. Try to tighten things up in their run defense. Wisconsin's been a little leaky there the first couple of games. Try to get a little better there if you can. As for the atmosphere, as we were talking during one of the breaks here a little while ago, fans at Camp Randall have a great time. It is a great social experience. They love their team. They sing songs, they jump around, and as I joke, they occasionally watch the game too. It's a fun thing, but it should be a really good atmosphere, an 11 a.m. game. So you tailgate a little bit earlier, but I think, as we know, Wisconsin fans, whatever time you ask them to tailgate, they'll be there. So it should be a lot of fun on Saturday.
Cannot wait. Matt Lepay, voice of the Badgers, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate your time, and go Bucky.
All right. Take care, Emily. Thanks.
Thanks. Be sure to tune in this weekend. Fox 11's Ryan Wing going to be live right here in Good Day, Wisconsin with Badgers pregame coverage. That's going to start at 7 in the morning on Saturday, leading up to big noon kickoff as the Fox crew is live from Madison. After that, tune in to Fox 11 News at 10. We're going to recap everything, postgame reports as the Badgers look to pull off the upset on a top 5 team in Madison. And let's check in with Pete. He's outside right now on the weather deck. I mean, it's a big game. It's going to be exciting there in Madison, and hopefully the weather will